Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is going to be my video on the new moon in Pisces, which is going to happen on the 3rd of March for 34 AM Sydney, Australia time, because I'm in Sydney. So for the other side of the world, for people in America and Europe and England, all the other countries, you're more a day behind than me, so for you it will be on the 2nd. Now, with this new moon energy, we have a lot going on this week with the planets with this new moon. We've got an angle or sextile, but it's an angle with Jupiter and Uranus. And I feel like with this energy, it's going to happen. It's going to bring about some sort of unexpected luck. And I feel like it's in your own life, it's where you're least going to expect it. We also have the new moon, which will be in Pisces, which is going to be there with the sun. We've got Neptune, the moon, everything's all in Pisces, this energy. So as I've spoken before about Pisces on a good level, it's about spirituality, it's about freedom, sort of, being carefree, coming into your own. But on the negative side, it does cover the rules of the media, it does cover delusion, it does cover drugs, it does cover people who may be a bit sensitive. It's sort of so I do feel like with this energy that's going to come around this week, just watch anxiety, nervousness, it's going to come up with it, as well as like delusion. I still feel like there's going to be this big delusion energy, especially with this new moon being in Pisces. We've also got Mars and Venus coming up, meeting Pluto this week too in Capricorn. So I do feel like this could be more of a downfall with money or financial that could come up with this. It could be on the way up, but I feel like it's coming down. With this, we're starting to see, I feel like with this new moon, we're going to see some cracks falling around the global financial state, global markets, governments not being able to keep things under control, keeping things under wraps. I feel like this is going to start exploding up this week with this new moon, these planets coming together. We've also got Saturn coming up to meet, or Mercury is coming to meet Saturn. This is going to create a lot of, I feel like, problems with communication. I feel like possibly cyber attacks could happen, so just be careful with using your computer. Computer could be breaking down, but anything communication problems, maybe you can't get words out correctly. There could be things about adjustments on certain freedom movements around the world too. So just there could be some unexpected things happening with all that's coming up this month. But I really feel like it's about looking within yourself. There's going to be more conflict happening in Europe that we're going to see, and I'm going to do a video on Vladimir Putin, how do I say his name, after this video, so I'm going to do more about Europe in that video. But there is also about knowing your own strength and knowing your own wisdom. It's like this week you're going to be on this tightrope and trying to keep things in balance, really trying to hold it in together, because I just feel like that there's going to be a lot of anxious, anxiety, nervous energy coming up this week for people. It is going to be an energy where we do want to create a new world of where we're heading and where we're going, and we do want to create our own financial security and our own balance that's coming in. And I do feel like this energy that's coming up with Jupiter and Uranus that's going to come in can just come at the right time for people, where things are going to start blooming up for them, where they didn't think it was going to happen, where they thought, put it to rest, that's not going to happen. But I do feel like it's going to come in and sort of renew and give everyone a bit of a refresher for what's been going on the last couple of years. I do feel like there's going to be some things that get swept under the rug with this energy, and it's like we need to avoid it. But I'm going to say use that Mars in Capricorn and use that strength and face it. So I feel like anything, because Pisceans, they're the last star sign, so they're like the weakest star sign. So they're going to want to maybe avoid conflict or avoid it. But I feel like with this Capricorn energy that's coming up, anything you need to go ahead with or face, I feel like you need to face it. Don't go into that Piscean energy of avoiding it. You want to go into the Capricorn where we've got to get this done, get it sorted out, and get moving on. it's a week that's going to be just, I feel like it's just very unstable. It's like I feel like the world as we know it already has been crumbling, but I feel like we're going to see more of that coming into this week too. I'm going to use some new cards to see on this week what's coming up here, but I do feel like that more of the conflict in Europe is going to come up more. Bigger conflict as well. Okay, let's have a look here. And don't be scared to show the people who you are, or show the world who you are. Okay, it's still the planets are moving forward. It's still a good time to, take a certain risk and go out there and do it. So don't hide away, and just don't be. If something looks too good to be true, it probably is at this time with the big that Piscean energy. So you might want to sort of go around it or try and rationalize with it to see how it's all going to work out with you. Okay, so I'm using my new deck that I just actually got that came in the mail. So it was a delayed birthday present, and the cards are a bit small, but it's okay. So I'm just shuffling them up for the first time. So this is the White Cat Tarot that I'm using. Okay. Let's have a look what we've got here. All right, we've got, okay. There are definitely a lot of things happening behind the scenes this week where we don't want to turn our back on anything that's coming our way. Okay, and we don't want to really hide away. This is coming up like it's like kind of like the battle of the gods. All right, so as I said, I do feel like everything's crumbling around, like the whole world is sort of crumbling, as we know it, sort of crumbling around with us this week, like sort of financial security, where we are. As I said, there could be some sort of cyber attacks or problems with communications. Things aren't working out good, even with technology, with Mercury meeting up with Saturn in Aquarius. As I said, it's about the scales. You might feel the scales be out of whack because of even the way the planets are. The planets and where their energies are, they're not in balance. Everything's kind of out of whack. So I do feel like we might be feeling that. But I do feel like there's definitely conflict between world leaders coming in, as we have seen. But I feel like it's going to build up for more. And part of it is scare tactics. Part of it is there's bigger plans at play, but people on one side don't know what the other side's doing as well. And it's definitely about, listening to our own intuition, listening to what we stand for, what we believe in, what we want to be true, and what we know it's going to happen. And collecting, it's like we're gathering all our belongings, gathering everything up, and moving into a better place. It's funny, this card with the money, the financial. I just feel like there's more cracks coming in the financial, in having things that's coming up. I think prices of things, might see a big hike coming up this week, where we're really coming into this energy of this time of stability, and where we have to create our own stability. We can't rely that everything's going to be okay, and that governments and people that we thought would look after us will. It's just where we're going, where we're heading. I'm going to also, but we're definitely moving into something new, something bigger. Something that definitely the old story, I feel like, is definitely fading away at this point, because we're focusing on the new story that they're wanting us to focus on with the world. But even your own truths, as I said, your own lives, try not to hide away from any sort of delusion, any problems. Definitely take action, rise above it. And spirituality, I feel like it's going to be a good week where you can definitely connect more to the divine, or more to your guides, more to that energy that's purer that you want to connect to. I feel like the energy for that is definitely going to be, playing in, because there are some things blossoming up this week too. So it is about navigating, it's about navigating that high truth and that high connection to where we want to go to. And watch out for signs. Signs and dreams are going to be very big this week too for you with this new moon. So I'm going to do a channel, and then I'm going to do 4 cards, and you can pick a card each, and I'll give you a reading on the cards. So let's see. Channel on this new moon in Pisces. This new moon in Pisces are going to bring up a lot of tension in you all. You're going to feel the anxiety and the nervousness because you all can feel that something new is on the horizon. You can feel that your stability has been broken, where around you no longer there's anything to cling on. For now, it's just, we just don't know where you are. You're in this no man's land of there's no connection. Just know that you're connected to your guides, to the higher self, to everything that's around you. It's a time of spirituality. It's a time to connect to the spiritual beings that are around you and a time above, for they will not let you down and they will always lead you to success and lead you to where you want to go to. Do not shy away this week. This is not a week to retreat. It is not a week to go into a negative and to go into your self-pity mode, for this is a week to rise above that, to know that you make your own destiny at some point. When before you came here you made your own destiny, now you're living your destiny, for now it is coming to fruition for what you had already wanted before coming down to this plane. The time of spirituality has now awakened, and it's going to get stronger and bigger for this year. We wish you good luck. We wish you a good day, and we'll see you again. Okay, so that's my channel. So now I'm going to do a 4-card spread. I'm going to use my Black Cat Tarot to go with my cat cards. Okay, so let's have a look. Pick out 4 cards. Just pick out 1 out of 4. Okay. All right. For this new moon in Pisces. Let's have a look here. So I've got card 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So I got here card number 1, which is this card here. Be careful with this card to be lured into traps, because I feel like the cat is leading the mice in luring them. So just be careful you're not going to any traps. Make sure your eyes are wide open, that you have all the information that you need before making any big financial or any sort of decisions. Make sure that you understand everything in and out. Make sure that there's definitely a clear vision and clear picture of what you're doing. There's going to be some sort of message, and this is going to be either spirit from loved one or a message from guides or spirit. Some sort of message is going to come in for you. Could be in a dream for you this week as well. And I feel like things are opening up. I feel like with this card too, it's good to do vision boards. I feel like if you're a big believer in vision boards, with this card, I feel like it's a good time to do that with this one. Card number 2, which is this card here. With this card here, I feel like it's about either contracts or signing something this week. It's definitely about getting advice from someone who knows what they're talking about, who knows what they're doing. It is also, again, looking up, I feel like, again, the spirituality of this card too, of receiving some sort of spiritual information, coming insight for you, but definitely about contracts is coming up. This even could be a card about a contract, like your actual sacred contract that you've got coming here. Could even be about that, or literally about contracts that you're having to sign, whether it be buying a house or a car or any sort of jobs contracts could be coming up with it. With this card too, also make sure you're grounded and make sure you're not too flighty, and definitely make sure that you see the world for what it is with this card. Okay, with this card here, it's like you're waiting for the success, you're waiting for money, you have money stored away, but you're deciding on what to do with it, or you're deciding on how to make it bigger. And it's like you're waiting, it's like you're planted the seeds and now you're waiting for it to grow, but you really need to start taking action. There is going to be a message about this coming up for you this week. It's definitely a card where you're sitting, you're waiting, but I really feel like instead of sitting and waiting, you need to actually, as I said, take some action into going forward to what you're doing, or to where you want to go and what you're doing. With this card, it's like if you don't do it yourself, no one will do it for you with this card. Okay. Then card number 4, which is this card here. Well, with this card here, you're definitely like following a leader, or you're being the leader. So if you're following what everyone else is doing, or you're taking the lead and everyone's following you with this card. It's definitely you're rising above any delusions that's going around with you. It is definitely things are looking brighter, or you've got to look on the brighter side of life with this card. it's understanding your truth, understanding where you're going to be going, navigating through life's challenges. And with this card, it's also, I feel like it's time to set yourself a new challenge as well. Set yourself some new goals, new challenges, expectations, but try not to have big expectations. You know, if things don't go out to the time you want to, that's going to be okay with this card. So that's the card there. Okay, so I just think this week is going to be a pretty big, maybe an explosive week that's coming up for us. We're definitely coming into a very strong Capricorn and Piscean energy, even along with the Aquarian energy that's coming up with us this week, which is going to be a mix. As I said, we're working with earth, we're working with water and air, a lot of it, but even where these star signs are, it's sort of all one side. So as I said, the scales aren't, it's not even, it's not even. And even with some of the world leaders, where they think they're going, there's going to be conflict with that. But I'll cover more of that in my other video that I'm going to be doing after this. So with that, I wish you all a good moon. And, you know, put your aspirations out there, put your dreams, but also remember to stay in reality and stay in the logic mind. Because Piscean, it's about escaping. We want to escape the world that we live in. We want to escape anything that we think is harsh. Pisceans, they find the world can be too hard sometimes, so they want to escape it. So be careful of going into that escaping energy. You want to be able to, as I said, stay in the logic, stay in the now, and, you know, stay in reality on where you're going. But sometimes it's good to daydream, on the other hand, as well. Okay, so thank you for liking, sharing in your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.